Good morning. This morning we're going to cover the menuing systems in the Road and Bridge program. We have multiple menu systems. As over the years we've had different users prefer different type of menus. So rather than just present one menu so you don't have options, we've kept all the menus. The menus generally do the same thing. It's just different ways of getting to access whatever module you're looking for. So when the system first boots up, the quickest menu, which is our most recent menu, it's been going about a year now, it comes up. The top listing that it shows from all assets down to signs are the most often used modules. And to access any of those, you can just use your down arrow or up arrow to highlight whichever one you want, and then hit the enter key to open the menu. For any other modules, you just enter the first character of the module, and like if we enter an A, we'll get accident reporting and A again, and it'll just walk through the A's. If you enter O, it'll jump to the O's and go. So if you know the first name or have a pretty good idea of what the first name is of the module, then all you need to do is just enter the character of that module, and it'll jump right to it. Press the enter key and you're running. The second menu we're going to look at today is the quick menu. And the quick menu, it's a draggable menu. It's a compressed version that basically, if you go back to this menu, it lists most of these modules, the most often used modules. You can also start the quickest menu from here, or go to the functional menu or the main menu. And now we'll take a look at those menus. The main menu, areas of the program. On the right side we have the cost centers. That's where you basically spend money to maintain assets, bridges, road signs, culverts, equipment, weed control, your fleet management module. In the center is a management area. That's for tracking projects, maintenance scheduling, area maintenance, and all the other areas where you generally manage an asset. The cost accounting and fund accounting and general ledger, or accounting general ledger complete, is over on this area. And any one of those, click the button, you're out to whatever module it is. That module or that menu can't be dragged off of the screen like the other ones, so it serves a different function. The functional menu, basically, and it's a draggable, stretchable menu. It has grouped the same type of groupings that are in the main menu. We have the manage operations, the work performed, primarily that's the cost accounting module, spending, which is fund accounting and fund accounting complete, the cost centers, where you spend money to maintain assets, and the setup menu. This is in addition to the what the main menu had on it. These are all the various modules, tables that you set up to configure your system to do and reflect whatever operations you want it to manage. The next menu is the dashboard menu. The dashboard menu, we've had it probably for 8 or 9 years or so. This menu was primarily designed for managers or for your directors of the department who don't have a lot of time to look through a lot of other menus. They can go directly to specific areas. If you hit the summary, this particular menu comes up. Then it summarizes the current month's operations as far as labor, hours worked, and dollars spent, material, dollars spent, and equipment, hours, miles operated, and dollars spent. Same way for the fiscal year, it recaps that. Budget, it drills down into your budget and gives you a budget analysis of your budget each month and the actual spending against it, a little graph of the spending, and the blue is the spending, and green is the budget. So you can see a month-by-month comparison. Click the calc variance analysis, it blows the variances across as well as for the full year. You can do an individual fund analysis. You can look at this is all the funds added together. You can look at, for instance, say Fund 340.02. These would be your fund numbers, of course. And then it does an analysis of it that shows the budget and the spending against it in each month. But the dashboard analysis is primarily a one or two click roll-up of different data so that you can take a quick look at what's going on. The view then goes out to the internet to a previous webinar that we've done on the dashboard menu. The FEMA menu, it's also a draggable menu, breaks out primarily used in your FEMA projects. This is actually the same projects module you'd get by going to projects there, but it subsets just the FEMA projects, which if you have a project going, you click this and then it subsets down into this area. You also can get to that project through the standard projects module. Work performed is primarily recording in the cost accounting. The purchasing shows dollars purchased and used against any FEMA project. Employees, equipment, and then FEMA reporting. The FEMA reporting then gives you the standard FEMA forms 90123, 124, 127. We also have a labor audit as well as a standard labor report. Let's see here, we're on to the TearOff menu. The TearOff menu is built back off of the model of the drop-down menus, the standard window drop-down menus. But when you hold down the control button and then we want to put this on a menu, it creates then the TearOff menu for you. And you can add other buttons to it simply by holding down the control button and clicking on any particular menu and then adding a button. And then once it's on here, if you want to remove it, you right click and delete it, or you can just click on it to run that option. And we'll delete this one. When you delete the last button off, the menu goes away. You can rebuild a menu by holding down the control button. And the reports menu is pretty expansive and always growing as we add new reports. But they're grouped into the functional reporting area, like in accident reporting, contract reporting, culverts, shop work orders, and you can find any report here at any point in time. Because there are over 300 reports in the system, and we also have the state specific reports, which then I'll go down here and take a look at those. State specific reports, which then break out specific state libraries for whatever state you're in. And in order to remember which report and when you run it, we'll select one right here. Once you select a report, say an employee listing, and then you run it by this rather than double clicking on it, you run it by this button. It then will run the report, whatever the report is, but it also creates a record out here in the report history and notes. And we'll get rid of this menu. And we ran this personnel report just now. So if, for instance, we'll say Jim is the person who runs it from the system, and the report is requested by Mike, and he wants it on first workday of each month. So then once you make a note for it, it'll remain in this manager if you go to reporting and then history reports. And once you select that report again, then you can just run the report. So the first of each month you can run that report and have it ready. So the menus, that pretty much covers the menus. We have the quick menu, and main menu, the functional menu, dashboard menu, FEMA menu, TearOff, that's a user customizable menu, and the reports menu. So that pretty much covers what the menuing systems, and the reason we have so many menuing systems is simply because our users have asked for them over the years. And next week we're going to be looking at the GASB 34 module. So if you have questions or anything, give us an email or give us a call.